Okay, so I wanted to do this video. It's gonna be basically, and I realized this might be a reason for me why I have a bit of a time where, okay, so when women relate to men, do they try to act more on their softer side or more feminine side? I always think people always say rest in your femininity, things like that, and I'm always like, what does that mean? From my perspective, I don't know. I just don't understand that one. And whenever I'm men generally, I don't really, I'm not very feminine. I don't see why it would make me feel like I should act more feminine, especially when someone is acting more on the other spectrum of it. It, to me, actually threatens my own masculinity. It's almost like people always act like women don't have masculinity or we don't have an identity in our masculinity. And that's what's sometimes hard for me because it's like I do have a sense of masculinity, and I think some people have a sense of masculinity, but we're told to stifle it and to be someone else in order to fit society's expectations. You know, we see this with men, with being masculine. Many of the time they're pressured to be more masculine when they may very well know more about resting in femininity than I do, you know. But it's all because society is forcing people to put on masks rather than to just be themselves, you know. And to me, it's just like, I don't know, I was just thinking about something, yes, not the other day, and I was thinking, like, I knew how it got there. So I was thinking of certain things, just random things at my job, and a song I was listening to, and somehow it just made me think of that. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know, and stuff. It's like, why is there an expectation that just because you're a woman, you have your femininity as if that's your actual identity? My femininity is my identity, or is my femininity just the that men have of me? Is it not what the patriarchy told me to be rather than what I actually am? I mean, I understand there are women who actually are naturally very feminine, but that's just their nature. That doesn't mean that's my nature. And, you know, there's a big part of this scientifically when you look at people who talk about femininity and they, if you look at the root of it, like certain ideas, for example, people think that the digit ratio has a lot to do with that. Um, and, you know, there's a lot of women who have a different hand pattern than other women. So some women may have a more feminine nature, while other women may not. What if a woman was more exposed to testosterone in utero? Are we going to say that she's going to have the same feminine nature as another woman? To me, I don't understand why one would expect that or say that that's what a woman has to fit into just because she was born with a vagina. A vagina is a body part. It's not particularly anything that has to do with who you are as a person as far as what your nature is and how you're going to act. It just has to do with how you look when you take off your pants. And I don't know, so many people, it seems like they have a hard time splitting the two from each other. You know, you can be a woman and you can not have a feminine nature, you know? And I always think, you know, it's kind of weird because people will say, you know, feminine women for masculine men, but what if we're not into masculine men? Like, I personally am not attracted to men based off of, sometimes I can actually turn me off, honestly. Not saying that I only like feminine men either. I don't. I don't really pay attention to feminine or masculine, but if someone is impressing that upon me, like if they're trying to act more masculine to attract me, that turns me off actually. Um, I don't know. And that can be in different ways. Like people talk about alpha men and stuff. And the alpha man always makes me. I've always been jealous of the alpha man. This is the thing. I've never been jealous of a woman, but I'll be jealous of men easily. And I never understood who would be jealous of a woman. I mean, women. There's so many reasons why you wouldn't be jealous of a woman, and I don't want to be mean or negative about that, but it's just just how I've always thought of things. But yeah, I just kind of feel like resting in your femininity and asking women to do that as if it's all in us. It's nothing is all in women, okay? Women are not robots, just like men are not robots. And a lot of the time with a lot of dating advice platforms, they treat people like they are robots. They treat the men like they're robots. They treat the women like they're robots. You can see a lot of red pillars who constantly talk about women as if they are blow-up dolls that have a program in their brains that make them walk, talk, all the same exact way, And this is why they are dissatisfied with themselves and with their life and their relationships, because they treat whoever they're with as if they are robots and not actually humans with feelings, who are individuals. And so, it's just, to me, I think resting in your femininity and that whole idea is another form of thinking of people as robots rather than actually individuals who have different behaviors and different nature. We don't all have one nature. There is no female nature. Female is just a physical characteristic that humans have, but it's not specifically a nature. There is no male nature either. People aren't defined by what body parts they have. People have a personality, a soul. They have a certain characteristic or certain traits in their personalities that define them more than anything that has to do with their physical appearance. So that's just how I see it, and that's all I'm going to say in this video. Thanks for watching, and yes, the photos are off topic. I just put some photos up here, so don't ask me about that. Thank you, and bye.